What up, good people? How you? High fives around the building, chest bump. Let's hug this thing on out. Welcome to Montez at midday. Hope everyone is doing well. Happy birthday to all the birthday people out there. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. I'm Dre Montez. I also host a podcast called Who's to Blame? Sports and Entertainment. You can listen to it on iTunes, SoundCloud, and Anchor as well as through our social media pages on Facebook, Who's to Blame, Instagram, Who's to Blame the podcast, and Twitter at W2B Dre Montez. Montez at midday is videos that and do live on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. You can find them on Facebook, Twitter at W2B Dre Montez, and YouTube Dre Montez as well. Lot of stuff going on. This is the day. This is my baby gonna make it. Baby mama proud of you, your aunt, your great uncle, your real daddy, that's the lady down the street that helped you get to school without getting beat up, the neighborhood drug dealers who let you live. This is the NBA draft going on tonight. There's gonna be lots of things and scenarios going on throughout the day. And we're gonna get into that as well. A little NFL talk as well. Just a little. I got to say the rest for the podcast, but just a little bit. The way I want to start this off today, since last March 8th through 11th, we've had a shift in everything from everyday living to working to your leisure time to hanging out. Everything has changed. Well, they put another in there now. Sitting in the county in Illinois, all on different lockdowns and different policies and procedures. Do what you can to keep supporting local business out there, curbside pickup, getting gift certificates for the holidays coming up. Do what you can to support your local small business. They need your help more than ever. And I am so grateful for the great small businesses that are a part of my podcast in Belleville, Illinois, as well as downtown and historic Sulo. So I'm going to push that a whole lot on all the podcasts coming up in the next few weeks here as we're on a 3 or 4 week type of getting used to a different type of normality right now. So staying on that, I think movies and television has really stepped up the game. Here's what I mean. Most movies that were made prior to this had scenarios that would happen in a movie like ain't no way in the hell. I'm talking from the rom-com to the comedies to the horror, the thriller, the drama. They had things happen in the movie or television show or series that you said there's no way in the hell that could happen. Well, now I think they've pretty much hit dead on. You know what? I could possibly see that happening, even from the rom-com type of thing. I've seen some movies where the Heartbreak Gallery, what I talked about before. If there was a place we could put our memorabilia in sport, a team or a situation or a player has let us down, can we leave something in that place? Well, this movie attacked that as well, where a young lady didn't want to let go of anything from her past relationship. She was like a hoarder. So it was called the Heartbreak Gallery. And that was a real look at relationships. I know a whole lot of people that throughout my life have held on things, whether it be his robe, his favorite T-shirt, his underwear, you keep her panties, you keep her bra, pair her shoes, things like that. And also on the thrilling and drama side, they've kind of science right now with this coronavirus going on, the pandemic, the zombie effect, putting movies and situations out there, you kind of scratch your damn head. Like I saw Bill Murray's movie, The Dead Don't Die. It was an interesting twist that they put in that movie. It seems as though movies are using the pandemic, the zombie effect, and aliens as well. Now, the aliens thing, I don't know, man. I really can't say if there is life on another planet, what sports are they playing? What are they doing? How are they handling the pandemic? I mean, what is their traffic like? I mean, if it's really life on another planet, I need proof. I'm tired of these made-up looking aliens with big old eyes, crazy looking heads, and things of that nature. But then in some movies, they say the aliens are walking right along with us. If you follow Jordan Peele, the motherfuckers look just like us. So I'm kind of out there on the ledge looking over when it comes to these zombie movies. But the rest, they've been getting pretty good at this of having you lock the door, not blow your horn at a car that cuts you off. Have you seen Unhinged? Hey man, Russell Crowe, you're a different type of character. You took that to heart. Blow your horn if you want to again. I've never been a fan of blowing the horn at people since I got out of the Navy. I'd rather just yell at you than blow the horn. And that way nobody can understand what's going on between us. In this latest movie about relationship, where it's a series, it's called The Ongoing. It's with Nicole Kidman and Hugh. And it's just Hugh Grant I'm talking about. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. It's not even over when it comes on week to week, HBO Max. But check it out. There's some realism to that when it comes to being in a relationship. There's some realness in this movie. It really is. Not just about infidelity, not about pillow, not about fucking, but actual real relationship things that are going on with grown people past their 40s. And I like the way they put a little twist on that. I've already discussed how I feel about Lovecraft Country, which is over with. You need to check that out. That's another one that puts that little spin on there. I think this pandemic, this certain type of new normalcy going on, has really got the creative mindset in Hollywood. I think people are getting chances that normally wouldn't get a chance to get their screenplay out there, to get their story out there, because, hey, everybody wants to see something different. Everybody wants to be entertained at home. You can't go out. So give us that variety that you've been giving us. And I just, the new show that debuted last night, Big Sky, is dealing with human trafficking, picking up young girls of that nature, the truck stops, the trucking industry. It deals with things that are actually happening right now, but showing it to you to get that attention span out there. Did a great job in that movie, by the way. I didn't see that coming in the first episode. Didn't see that coming at all. But I've been highly entertained. Thank you, Hollywood. Thank you, television. Thank you, new television series, and you folks that have been sharing things for me to check out. I appreciate it. Thank you, Jennifer. Good call on The Ongoing. Good call on it. Good job. Here's another question I pose to the people. You NBA fans, NFL, sports fans in general. Do you care about the draft or not? Is it a big deal to you? You can give two fucks. Do you pay attention, or is one draft hold higher than the other? I know everyone's all tuned in for the NFL draft. I know everybody's on top of that thing. And then you have NBA draft, and you may have NHL and Major League Baseball draft in that order. But I like them all. I like watching them all. I like the way they got the VR involved, the sound effects, the Zoom, the way they did with Major League Baseball and the NHL draft as well. But with the NBA draft, there's a lot of things to kind of pay attention to, not pay attention to. And here's one thing I want to point out about the draft. You can live or die in one team. Your team could get a plus, or they could get that minus and be down anywhere from 4 to 6 years, depending on how you pick, judging talent and how that talent evolves. And tonight, in the first 10 picks in this order, you got Minnesota, Golden State, the Hornets, the Bulls, Cavaliers, Atlanta, what is that? The Knicks, the Wizards, and Phoenix picked again. Phoenix picking the last pick, the 10th pick right there. So you have all that, the Pelicans, the Pelicans pick after Atlanta. So you got all that right there. The top 10 picks right there are the most intriguing and the most entertaining to me anyway in all of sports. Top 10 picks better be sure factor to help out your ball club immediately. But with this NBA draft, we've learned something in the past 5 years. If you can't shoot the three, don't need you. If you can't get that ISO shot off, don't need you. If you can't be a consistent improvement at the free throw line, what more are you bringing to the table other than a dunk? That's how the NBA has shifting. The bigs don't play down low anymore. The bigs up top. They up top ready to shoot the three. And the three factor is the thing that is the it factor in NBA. Watch how they post all the statistics on knowing how these guys can shoot the free throw line, the ability to get beyond the curve of getting into the NBA and getting to this workout regimen. There's been some professional games going on out in LA the past 2 weeks, some without footage, where you have former players and current players and hope to be players all getting down in some of these private workout games. And I'm telling you now, if the bubble effect was not already in place for the NBA, I think it'd be pretty exciting for the Man Cave members and us to get a road trip going and go check out some of these NBA games. But the bubble effect, it is what it is. But I'm excited on a couple of different reasons for the draft tonight, where these kids are going. Hearing that story that we forgot about. You know, you hear about a story when a guy's a sophomore in college, you probably don't forgot about it. But now he's getting drafted tonight, and they're going to rekindle that story. You're going to be like, wow, okay, I remember that kid. Now I'm going to follow that kid wherever he goes. It's an interesting story. And then you have been groomed for this specific night since they were 7, 8 years old. I have those. And as I was telling the guys, talking to the guys at the Man Cave about this, when you have a household that has never dealt with a high-profile athlete in the family nowhere, and you figured out what you messed up on when he was in college, did you handle that situation right? But now here comes a bigger situation. Your kid is about to be a top 10 pick in the NBA. Nobody in your entire generation in the past 25 years, maybe past 2 generations, has never seen the amount of money that your son or daughter, that your son is about to get. I don't think no women are getting drafted tonight. But that has to be a different mindset. Not everybody is prepared for that financial jump. That's a hell of a jump. And we found out from years past, each and every year, the money immediately is not what you think. So you got to go in there with some realism, like some truthfulness to this whole situation of going into the NBA as first timers. I'm looking for that as well. Then I'm also looking for the swag gear tonight. Who's going to be the best dressed tonight? Who's going to bring it? Who mama going to put out the camera? This is not your night. This is my baby night. Move. Who going to be the Uncle Clifford in the background, making sure they check out swag? All those intangibles make the draft night that much fun for me to enjoy, talk about, write about, and chime in about, because we will be on Twitter tonight as it is going on. Of course, we'll chime in with that, whether we agree, disagree, some optimism from here or there. But on the other side of the draft, you have these free agents out there. You have these guys on the deciding factor of what they should do. Case in point, the Houston Rockets. Houston Rockets and James Harden and Russell Westbrook, they all have a big decision or a deal to make. But here's what I don't get. When Steve Nash got that job with Brooklyn, the internet blew up. Why? Every time a coaching job comes up and it has good players on there, they never give it to a black guy. They give it to a white coach with no experience. That was the talk. Stan Van Gundy comes up. He gets a job. Talk came up again. Did he really deserve it? He was no good. Then you get Paul Silas's kid that gets the Rockets job. Great team on paper, but now they all want out. And as we've learned 4 years ago, what the NBA player gets and the NBA player wants, they're going to let it happen. But this could turn around and blow up in Houston's face. You ever been somewhere you didn't want to be and it's written all over your face and somebody come up to you and say, what's wrong with you? Look like shit in your mouth. Players can act that way when they don't want to be somewhere. It happens all the time. They're not putting out their best foot forward, putting their best effort out there. They don't care about the fan. They care about themselves. So we can't be to the point at one point of a player's career we're saying, go. But when it affects your team, you don't like hearing that. James Harden was on track to be the first in NBA history to get $50 million a year. He said, I want out. I want out of here. This is more than just give me the money. This is a guy that wants up out of there. That's enough. But since the big three got formed, since LeBron did what he did, I think all these players eventually going to end up doing the same thing. If I can't win here, I'm going to go over here. Because these guys here are not good enough. But I can't be the same player I am on this team if I go to that team if I'm trying to win. It's not going to happen. I don't see all of them trying to go to Brooklyn and win. That's too much. That's like the Philadelphia Eagles when they tried that hot mess. On paper, they were fine offensively and defensively. But when they got out there to play, what the fuck is that? It is big in the NBA. Like my fro used to say. That's how big the egos are in the NBA. And you have as a GM, as an owner, as a coach, as an assistant, you got to figure out how to put all that aside, put it on the board, put it on the clipboard, and put it on the court and make it go out there and work. Some are good at handling the egos. Greg Popovich is great at handling the egos. He doesn't care what you are on Instagram, what you are at home, who you're known as between your friends. None of that matters. And the simplicity fact of this thing, I wish the players realized that. I wish they could have a sit back moment and be like, damn, maybe this is not the right decision for me. Where can I go where my talents, what I bring to the table, can best suit somebody for me to go further in my NBA regular season as well as the postseason? Because just making it to the playoffs is not enough for some people, especially the owners. Some owners want to actually win the NBA championship. Talk to the richest man in the NBA. Talk to him. He's trying to physically buy a team, and it didn't work. Not to their point of view of perfection because they failed. But you got to give it more than 1 year. And a lot of these guys don't have patience. They do not have patience. This Brooklyn thing is not going to be something that just happens like that. No. Steve Nash, as great as an NBA player as he is, was as great of an NBA mind he has. But to coach these guys is something we ought to see. If he does a good job, good. His most important point should be trying to be 500 by the All-Star break. Be above 500. Set the small goals first and march your way on up the steps and get to the top. But if you start out trying to get to the top of the steps right away, it's going to fail miserably for you. That's how people get fired. That's how there's animosity in the locker room. Jaylen Brown would throw a chair at your ass in a minute. If you're not all the way you should be playing ball. But I hope Houston does not hold the NBA hostage and do something to upset two egotistical players in NBA history to me, James Harden and Russ Brook. They have egos this big, huge. And I don't see where Russ can go. He can't shoot the three. What team his size? I mean, where can he fit in at? Wherever he goes, he's got a jacket. The guy's averaging a triple-double. He's going to take a lot of shots. So whoever your star is on the team, when you bring him in, these two have to coexist together and get that clear understanding together. Look, I'm going to take 45 shots a game, whether you know this or not. Is that the new norm to please the player? It makes sense sometimes, but it doesn't make sense to me. But tonight we shall see. An NBA draft will be taking place tonight. I'm rooting for all these kids to make great decisions and stay off social media and leave them Instagram bunnies alone. Stop it. Get out there and meet you a real woman that cook with her hand on her hip, that yell over her shoulder at her kids. Sit your ass down. All right, NFL news and notes from around the league. Tomorrow night could be a mirror vision of each other, Kyler Murray and Russell Wilson, going at it tomorrow as the Seahawks and the Cardinals go at it. I think D-Hop just caught the ball again. Hey, D-Hop is something else. I mean, I want to get into his personal life about his mom and all that. If you don't know that story, go find out on your own. But the fact that he negotiated his own contract, and on this draft night for the NBA, I saw this story a long time ago, but they just now talked about it again. It's Greg Jennings, Green Bay Packer receiver. The whole situation on why he ended up leaving Green Bay. It's a very sad story. It's a fucked up story, but it's real life. And it hit him. This is a business. No matter, sports is a business. No matter how much we yell at the TV, buy all the paraphernalia, go to the games, cuss them out, throw the remote, throw a TV out the window. Over sports, it's still a business. And business decisions are made. Some are good, some are bad. But on to the NFL. Do these teams still have it? In the AFC, Buffalo, Pittsburgh, the Titans, and the Kansas City Football Chiefs were real strong at one point. But I'm starting to see something here. Now, that Buffalo game last week, that's one in the handbasket. They're playing at a very high level to be the Buffalo Bills. The Pittsburgh Steelers. Ben, and I'm not talking about the clock. They are doing, I kind of like and I kind of don't like, due to the failed attempt, New England Football Patriots, when they tried to go for undefeated, but they ran into who? Eli. What does this mean? Pittsburgh has won the Super Bowl before. They know what it takes mentally. They know what it takes physically, but the health issues could be a problem. The injury bug comes in there. What do, Mike Tomlin? Are you just trying to secure home field advantage throughout the playoffs? Once you secure that, you're going to start resting guys here. But you got the right moment. You don't want to take away from that winning momentum mentality. The Titans, have they really stifled the offensive line? I'm starting to see a lot of confusion out there with the Titans on the offensive line as opposed to earlier in the year. Is the hype getting too big for them? Receiving core is getting stronger. Defense and the linebackers need to buck it up. The Kansas City Football Chiefs. I think Andy Reid went and talked to Patrick Mahomes and the rest of the team and said, last year, look what we went through mentally, physically, and health-wise. Wise for us to do the same thing. Why don't we just play enough to win the game instead of trying to do everything possible to win the game? Let's go out here and play smart football. And I think that's what Kansas City is doing. They're playing smart football to get ready for this push as it is for the postseason, trying to secure home field as well for them too. But I still think they're playing at a high level. They're just playing really, really smart football. On to the NFC. This is where you might need to call a mathematician. This could get crazy here. I don't know what's going on in the NFC least. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how that's going to get figured out. It's head scratching. There's cussing out the finger. Somebody says something about somebody's mama, but it's getting bad. I was feeling, but now this is much bigger than Carson, Pennsylvania. It's time to bring in Jay. It's trying to use a different mustard. You just used to the yellow mustard all the time. Let's try that honey Dijon mustard this time and see what happens. Maybe they can move or spark the team a different way. I'm not saying he's going to take your job, but let him go in there and switch it up just a little bit. I'm going to see what Philly can do with that. Now, here's where problems occur when I said that health, that injury bug. The Saints. Who dat nation? You got Jason or you got the fullback you gave all that to? Which we going? Because Breeze got pretty fucked up. Broken ribs and a collapsed lung from football? From football. Ain't no way in the hell. Honey, I quit. He already 49. He has had 6 birthdays in one season. Drew Brees older us in the middle of the game in week 3. I don't know if I'm still high up on the Saints right now. Maybe Jameis learned his lesson. Maybe. Maybe they're going to try to go ahead and do something different. But other than that, I think they should just try to manage the game. Keep your eye on Minnesota. They're getting hot, by the way. The Green Bay Packers and Aaron Rodgers. Angriest man in football. He's a bitter man. He's been bitter since Brett Favre told him to sit his ass down. He has not been right in the head. If you don't believe me, talk to his brother. Remember his brother was on The Bachelor a few years ago and spilled all the family business? For Green Bay to be playing the way they're playing, I was trying to figure this out, just talking with the guys other than just Google. But when's the last time Aaron Rodgers, had a 1,000-yard receiver and a 1,000-yard? Did they win the Super Bowl? They make it far in the playoffs. For this guy, the essential needs as a good quarterback, he still goes out there and does his thing. Yeah, he complains up under the cover, throwing shade at people, but Green Bay was a good, dominant football team. Yeah, they had to reality beat the shit out of them but they bounced back naturally. So we're going to see how they flex out and finish things as well. Pete Carroll and the Seattle Seahawks. I want to know what these team meetings have been doing in practice, because I don't think they're watching defensive film. Once they get past the defensive line when you play Seattle, it's a goddamn catastrophe going on back there with the linebackers in the secondary. It's like nobody's talking. The defensive back coach fired, the secondary coach fired, the defensive coach fired. I mean, what's going on? How do you get people fired? You don't do your job well. There you go. There you go. And that's exactly what Seattle is doing when I watch them play. It's so much that Russ do when he got the ball. He's not special teams out the damn door. It's like they don't want to play. Are they trying to be one of those teams to be impactful with a 7-9 record going in as a wild card? Yeah, that was fun when you had the beast mode and you did that to the Saints, but not now. The team is much better than that now, way much better than that now. So I want to see how this whole second half, sort of speak, of the NFL season is going to go. Who's going to turn it up and down? A couple of teams to keep your eye on, as I said, the Purple People Eaters of America, that being the Minnesota Vikings. Did you like that? Did you like that? Okay, Kirk Cousins, time to make your money. Time to make your money. And I'm going to keep my eye on the old man, Phillip Rivers. Yeah. Frank do the right thing, is doing some of that defense over there. They're starting to pay attention to the little bitty pieces of the game that really matter. As Al Pacino said, 6 inches. It's 6 inches. Every inch we get and every yard we get is really important. It's my best Al Pacino right there. Any given Sunday. But that's it right there. I'm going to get ready to comment about the NBA draft as that is going on tonight. Should be a lot of fun and interesting to check out, to see the moves, the chess moves, the checker moves that are going to be made tonight. The ones we see coming and the ones we have no idea what's about to pop off. Because some of these guys can keep their mouths shut. I always wanted to know this prior to the draft. What are the women doing? Are they saying anything to the guys? Baby, where you want to go? You going to sign a contract deal or not? You going to take that bonus? What does opt-out mean, baby? Baby, what, we going to stay here? Or we going to get that other house? What are the women saying during this whole process? Girl, I don't know. I don't know what we're doing. I don't even know how to play basketball. The things that pop up here to me when I'm seeing these things play out, because we all know there's women on the other end. If you don't believe me, watch the draft tonight. Watch the draft tonight. Let's see who's going to be coming with that stunner. Who's going to have that? Damn, I'm going to be watching. Going to be watching for that. Well, guys, we'll let you get back to your day. Don't forget to do your part in your neighborhood and community. Help support it. Get out there and support small business. Get some curbside to go. Get some takeout. Get some gift certificates. Think about those people as well and their family members as well. It means a lot. And as I always try to tell you guys, no matter, appreciate the details of the day. Thanks for tuning in to Montez at Midday, and we'll see you Friday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. Peace.